Hello and welcome to Prasco Park. I'm Andrew Little here with Braden Woes, and we've got a special game for you today. It's the Mason Comets take on the rival next door Kings Knights in the annual Trinity Classic. In Braden, I'm excited to be here. Last year we had a phenomenal game. Noah Samuel threw a no-hitter to take down the Knights, and so far here we're in the bottom of the first. 3 up, 3 down for the Comets, so Jake Hanley will be on the mound. What are you looking forward to tonight?
I mean, when you look at both teams here, they're respectively the best of the best. I mean, Comets leading the GMC right now, coming with a 15-2 record, and Kings right now in their own respective conference, the ECC, currently third with a solid 13-6 record. I mean, this is some of the best teams in Cincinnati that we have, and they're playing. They're playing under the lights tonight. We got a beautiful field here at Prasco. We got a beautiful press box here for me and Andrew, and I'm excited. I'm excited to call this game.
Yeah, and two great teams, but more importantly, it seems like every year their play just kind of elevates at a venue like Prasco. Obviously, beautiful stadium here, great facility, very grateful to be broadcasting here, and looking forward to another great game. And Braden, you want to give us a quick little breakdown of the top of the first inning since we are getting on just a tad late?
Yeah, so Comets offense were able to make contact with Kings pitcher Anthony Robinson. However, most of the time it was soft contact. Anthony Robinson, doesn't necessarily bring the velo, but is a great contact pitcher. And Comets only able to muster 3 and out.
And now up to bat for Kings, the senior Jack Smith. And that first pitch will be fouled off. Jack, the shortstop for the Knights. That pitch high. Ball 1. It's got even count now. A great hit under the left field. Fielded by the Comets, and Smith is headed to second. Helmet off, and he will stop right there. A stand-up double for Jack Smith, leading off for the Knights.
Yeah, and if you're Kings right there, that's probably the best case scenario. I mean, when you're facing an arm like Jake Hanley, that can pump it up to the low 90s. You want to attack him. You want to attack him quick. You want to get runs on board as quick as you can so he doesn't get settled in right there. That's probably the best case scenario right there. Jack Smith just able to turn on that one, just shoot it into the left field. It's a great hit.
Jack Smith hitting .333 on the year. Also, 9 stolen bases, so he's a threat to keep moving now that he's on base. At bat, Paul Kelly, the junior, and takes that for ball 1. Thought about swinging.
Looks like he might have been squaring up for a bunt on that one.
Swings high and outside, but that ball just goes foul. The Knights getting contact on Hanley so far.
Jack Smith so far this season, also hitting .333. So on 2 Kings players to hit a round tripper so far. Jack Smith tries to square up on a bunt, takes it back, however, still a strike. That's going to be strike number 2. 1-2 count now to the Kings senior.
That ball just outside for ball 2, evens the count. Kelly calls time. Jake Hanley now gets a chance. Gets some composure after allowing a double to lead off.
Yeah, big AB for both sides right here.
That ball just a little low. Full count now.
Yeah, 3-2 count here. If you're Jake Hanley, not the worst case scenario if you walk this guy. You know, you got a chance for turn 2 here, get 2 outs, only get 1 guy on.
And that's exactly what will happen. As Paul Kelly is sent to first base. Not to start Jake Hanley, the Comets ace, wanted. As now brings in the middle of the lineup, Justin Baker up to bat. Baker, the junior infielder, has 7 RBIs on the season. Hit.
What I like a lot about Justin Baker is that he's got a 353 batting average, but he's got an on-base percentage around 500. I mean, this guy's just an incredible eye, excelling at taking walks. The stats prove it.
Hanley's pitch. Low, but just in the strike zone.
Yeah, if you're Hanley, you just gave up a double and a walk. You got to respond here.
Great pitch down the middle. Baker able to get contact, stay alive.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can really do if you're Baker. I mean, when you got a guy throwing this hard, the best case scenario, you just try to get your hands around it. It will at least just get that strict behind it, pop it out of the infield. Not let that fastball blow right by you. And that looks like a balk. Jack Smith ran as soon as Jake Henley looked back and caught him by surprise. That's going to be a man at second and third now with no outs.
Now Hanley really in trouble. And Rutherford at third base almost looked like they were about to have a mound visit. Hanley sends that one a little high, but foul contact.
That was a great call by the Kings coaching staff right there. It totally caught Jake Hanley by surprise.
And that ball, line drive down left field, but foul. And Hanley, he's really having a great year on the mound. The past 2 years, he's made his name as a hitter, but 5 wins, no losses so far, 26 strikeouts, which is towards the top of the conference. And that one nearly knocked down on the Kings coach, their Kings third base coach.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Hanley, obviously one of the biggest talents in Mason right now. In fact, probably Mason's history. I mean, the kid is just a 5-tool prospect. You can tell him to do basically anything. He could probably do it.
Yeah, and they're really counting on his pitching this year. And that foul ball goes over us in the press box.
Yeah, Justin Baker putting an amazing AB right now.
Really starting to work into that pitch count. When you've got a flamethrower like Jake Hanley, that can help you out.
Yeah, I mean, this Kings offense is coming out of the gates here. Locked and loaded, just QABs all around.
And Stroud goes up to get the pop-up, but just over the net.
Yeah, if I'm Justin Baker right now, I've seen everything. I've seen the fastball, off-speed, curveball. You could probably throw me the kitchen sink and I'd still be able to get good eyes on it. I mean, he's just fouling everything off right now. I'm kind of interested to see how Hanley's going to try to get himself out of this.
And Hanley strikeout, definitely in swing, and that ball hit hard down the third base line. And still just a 1-2 count despite the countless pitches we've had at this at-bat.
Yeah, we've had 6 or 7 foul balls in a row. I mean, come on, one of these got to go fair, Ball
high. Count now 2-2. Knocked up to second base, but brings in the run. So Comets get their first out, but it comes at the expense of some points.
Yeah, fielder's choice right there, right back up the middle. I mean, Justin Baker putting up probably one of the best at-bats we'll see tonight. I mean, you just got to give props to him. It was just an incredible at-bat from the junior. Cody Kelly now up. He's going to watch a strike on the lone outside
And the
corner.
other Kelly, Paul Kelly, on base, on third base. Not sure if the two are related. 1-1 count.
Cody Kelly, the senior, saying 267 this season. He's got 443 on base percentage, and he's had 1 double, 1 triple. This guy's a on-base oriented hitter, as he's going to hit one to Sulik at short. Great contact right there, but just right at the shortstop. It's going to be out number 2 for the Knights.
And at this point, after giving up the double with the leadoff batter and then walking a guy, having runners on at second and third, I think Jake Hanley would be okay with getting out of this inning with just one run.
Yeah, I mean, after that AB, this is going to be strike number 1. But, yeah, after that AB from Justin Baker, I mean, he's just really settled in now. You can tell he's locked in. He's ready on the mound. He's kind of found his groove.
And Drew Burdine is batting .364 on the year, now up to bat in the 5-hole. Gets some contact, sends it into the right outfield. 0-2, chance for Hanley to end the inning here.
You see him step off the mound. I mean, you go, again, we were talking about earlier, you go from 2 runners in scoring position with no outs to only 1 run let up and 3 outs in a row. I mean, that's a pretty good momentum shifter right there.
Batter calls time. And for the Comets, they're going to head into the middle of their lineup once they are back up to bat. Kelly wisely lets that one pass. Excuse me, Burdine lets that one pass. Kelly on third base right now. Down the third base line. Cox gets it. And out at first. Drew Cox to Michael Murphy ends the inning. Kings taking the 1-0 lead over the Mason Comets. We're going to take a short break and be back with you for the second inning.
Welcome back, folks, to Prasco Park here. It's be strike number 1 to Crookenberg. Comets down 1-0 to Kings. Top of the second here. Crookenberg is going to drive one to deep left center. That's going to be extra bases. Crookenberg, he's rounding first. He's digging for 2. He's got at least 2. He's going to go for 3. Crookenberg, he's going to slide in. He's going to be safe. Sean Crookenberg with an opposite field triple, showing off the wheels and the power right there.
How about that? After 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, the Comets respond very well. Sean Krukeberg, he's having a great year, and now has his team set up very well in the second.
Now it sets up Nick Stroud, the senior. All he needs now is a almost make contact in any scenario to just tie the game here. Be a strike in the outside corner. Anthony Robinson, the junior, taking the mound for the Kings Knights here. He's recorded 8.1 innings so far this season with a 4.2 ERA. As he's going to deliver second pitch of the at-bat. Off-speed, low, check swing. There's like an off-speed pitch right there. Did not say he went. One count. Robinson gets his call. Kicks, delivers. It's another off-speed pitch. 2 curveballs and a dirt in a row to the senior Nick Stroud, who's having an amazing season. I mean, the offensive turnaround he's had from junior to senior year has been, quite exciting to watch. He's going to see a 2-1 pitch here. Strike, bottom left corner. Looks like a changeup right there. Great pitch by Robinson. It's now Stroud's got to fight here if he wants to bring home that tying run.
Yeah, and Stroud really is having a great year, batting over 400, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. That one
another dirt ball. Krugerberg, he's taking for home, and he is going to be out. Dirt ball read. Looks like the wrong call on that one. As Sean Krugerberg tries to take home on the pass ball, unfortunately could not do it. So now it's a 3-2 count with 1 out to Nick Stroud.
And that is a momentum killer if you have ever seen one. Comets were in a great spot now. Got to start from scratch. Full count.
That's going to be popped up right field side. Camped on this one is the first baseman. It's going to be out number 2. So now you go from a matter of almost a minute or two, you go from a man on third with no outs to nobody on, nobody scored with, 2 to 3 outs taken here. That's going to bring up the junior Alex Kelling. Ohio State commit playing left field today, but he's going to see one outside, a fastball right there. He's one of those guys where you can play him almost anywhere in the field, and he'd play elite level baseball. I mean, this kid has just an insane glove that can just, adapt to almost all levels of the field. He's going to see a curveball breaking into the zone. So this is going to be a 1-1 count now. Kelling digs to the box. Robinson kicks, delivers. He's going to get the tip of his bat with this one, and third baseman muffs it. Tough play right there. It's just one of those that sting the hands. Just probably only 30 or 40 off the bat. However, they're going to call it a hit here, it looks like, as that's going to give Comets some 2-out life here. Let's see if Mark Rutherford can do anything with it.
Rutherford, we just had an Ohio State commit up to bat. Now Auburn commit, so back-to-back Power 5 caliber players. Definitely capable of changing the tides here in a very short amount of time. That pitch, way up high.
Yeah, these are 6 and 7 hitters tonight too. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you think about it, how you got Power 5 guys that aren't even, the top of your lineup necessarily. This Comet team is just stacked. Foul tip here. Rutherford really early on the fastball. It's a good sign.
Just a ton of college talent on the Comets, and that's how it was last year too. But what I love about this game is that no matter who's on the field, these teams always seem to be evenly matched at Prasco. Noah Samuel, a Georgia Tech commit.
As curveball inside, looks like it's going to graze his knee. And that's going to give Comets man in scoring position with 2 outs. But, back to what we were just saying, I mean,
yeah,
the Comets have, they've had so much talent over these past few years. And Kings has also had a lot of talent, but, the Comets have probably some of the best teams in the state. But, again, every time we come to Prasco, under the lights, everything changes. These are 2 evenly matched teams.
Yeah, 2-1 game last year. Comets win. The year before that, Kings won on a walk-off.
Donor is going to pop one high. It's going to be a tough play. Shortstop flags it down. He's going to get it. Well, 2 Comet rallies stifled short here in the top of the first. This is going to be a 1-0 ball game. We'll be right back with you after this quick break. Welcome back, folks. Bottom second here. Kings are going to get their second turn to bat here at Prasco, as catcher Hayden Petrie is going to be the first one to see Jake Hanley this inning. He's going to see a high fastball from him, clocking at 89 miles per hour. The comments so far, they have had some success on offense, but unfortunately not able to score anybody here. That's going to be a beautiful pitch right there. Curveball placed perfectly on the lone inside corner. It's going to give us a 1-1 count.
And Hanley, although he's kind of up there in his pitch count, has had a couple beautiful pitches like that. There's another one. Painting the corners.
Yeah, just throwing curveballs left and right here. That's going to be a fastball. Petrie's going to turn on this one to left field. Casey Donor's got it. It's going to be out number 1. Good contact. Just caught a couple inches too high right there. You know, maybe you raise your hands a little bit on that pitch. That might be bouncing off the wall as we speak. I was going to bring up the sophomore outfielder, Caden Cleaver here. He's going to see a curveball. Another beautiful curveball right there from Jake Hanley, as he's just using that secondary pitch like a first-handed pitch. He's going to deliver again. Another curveball right inside, just throwing it left and right here. 0-2 count now.
After getting in trouble early in the first, Hanley right now in a great spot. Looks very comfortable up on the mound.
Yeah, very comfortable. He's controlling the tempo. He's making these batters uneasy. Able to generate some soft contact, as that pitch is fouled off by Cleaver. Caden Cleaver, one of the few underclassmen we see in this Knights offense here, sitting 205 on the season, so might be some room to grow, but regardless. So he goes swing and a miss here.
Stroud tags him out after that drop third strike.
It's going to be at number 2. But back to what I was saying, even if the stats don't show it, if you're a sophomore playing on a varsity level team like Kings, you know, there's definitely talent to be seen there.
Yeah, not a lot of underclassmen on either one of these teams.
That's going to bring the junior Braden Laker, who swings and misses at looks like a changeup on that one. So it's going to be strike number 1. Hanley kicks, he delivers. Fastball right down the middle. 91 on the pitch radar right there. Has some hot chatter right there. 0-2 count now. Hanley in control. He takes a breath. Raises his glove, kicks. Curveball inside, beautiful pitch, but unfortunately just a bit low on that one. It's going to make it a 1-2 count. Hanley quickly delivers. Swing and a miss on another curveball right there. Jake Hanley, dominant on the mound, finishes the inning with 2 consecutive strikeouts. That's going to bring us to the top of the third. We're going to be right back with you folks right after these messages. Welcome back, folks, to the Trinity Diamond Classic here. Comets get a third turn to bat here. Have not produced any runs on the board so far, as they're down 1-0. This could be a bunt. It's going to roll foul, though, from Anthony Sulik, the junior. He's at shortstop today. You talk about Anthony Sulik, I mean, this kid just has an amazing glove. I mean, you talk about athleticism, the hands that he has. He's probably one of the best gloves you'll see in all of Ohio. I mean, just built perfectly for that shortstop position. This could be a high curveball right there. He's going to see an 0-2 count now. Robinson in control here. Winds up, he delivers. As Sulik's going to fire one down the left field line. This is going to be extra bases. This one's going to hit the wall. Left fielder has some trouble getting to it. Sulik with a stand-up double to start off the inning. As he's going to hit a little double celebration right there. Anthony Sulik just able to turn on an 0-2 fastball. Just hands in front, turn it down the left field line. Just able to use that speed to get a stand-up double. As this Comet offense starting out high here.
That's almost exactly where Baker hit it earlier to lead off for Kings when he had that double on the bottom of the first.
Yeah, the left side of the outfield has seen a lot of baseballs tonight. That's going to bring up the future Bobcat, Drew Cox. He's playing DH tonight. Usually roams shortstop, maybe even second from time to time. He's going to see the first pitch. Strike one, curveball low and inside. Robinson gives his signal, looks back at Sulik. Sulik with a moderate lead. He's going to throw it to the catcher. Great block right there.
And not the first pitch we've seen in the dirt. Sean Krukeberg in the second at third base, no outs. Went on a wild pitch and unfortunately was thrown out, so Com's going to be a little bit more hesitant on the bases.
As we ground ball up the middle, fielded by shortstop, he's going to throw to first. That's going to be out number one, but Drew Cox does his job, moves Sulik up another base. So that's all I need is a ground ball or a deep fly ball in the outfield to score. There's no better person to get a deep fly ball than for Jake Hanley. Probably the most powerful bat in this Comets lineup.
Hanley dealing on the mound. Crushing at the plate.
It's a high pop up here to second base. Got just under that on that one. It's going to be a 2 outs now.
And that might have been worst case scenario outside of a double play for the Comets. That, it was a pop-up, but not far enough out for Sulik to get home.
Yeah, and that was on the first pitch, too. I mean, Jake Haley just swung on the first thing he saw, and, he might – and that's not necessarily the best AB of what you want, but as Murphy's going to see a first pitch strike here. But the one thing you can't appreciate is that the Comets are aggressive so far in their offense. They're not hesitant. They're willing to throw these bats out there.
And still another very good chance to score here. You've got Michael Murphy, who right now is on pace to win the Triple Crown batting in the GMC, off to a terrific year.
Yeah, Michael Murphy committed to the University of Michigan and continues his baseball career. I think originally he was supposed to be a pitcher, but I mean, after winning a Triple Crown, that might bring a strong case for a two-way player. Murphy, he's going to poke one to center field. This one's drifting out there, however, it looks like it's going to be handled. That's going to be out number 3. Comets, once again, get a man on third, however, can't capitalize. That's going to be a 1-0 ball game. We'll be back right with you folks after the break. Welcome back, folks. We're back here at the Trinity Diamond Baseball Classic. Bottom third inning, Kings so far have a 1-0 lead. He got a chance to capitalize on this one. The man in charge of starting off this Kings offense is third baseman Jacob Rudowski.
A freshman.
A freshman, indeed, playing at third base, a hot corner too. Not something you see every day. Probably something, Mason hasn't seen since, like, Nick Northcutt.
Since Jake Hanley and Mark Rutherford both played those corners as freshmen.
Sure did. It's very rare to see something like that here. Rudowski. He's going to see one. He's going to see his first strike of the AB. It looks like it was low and outside. I believe this is his first at-bat of the season for the freshman. Pretty incredible to get your varsity debut.
At a place like Prasco, yeah.
Exactly.
He's going to remember this one for a while.
As Hanley works it to a 2-2 count now. Let's see the freshman can fight, see if he can get anything going here. Because the IU commit. High right there. 3-2 count now. Rudowski gets back in the box. Steps back out again. Gets settled in. Hanley kicks. He delivers. Swing and a miss on a high fastball right there. Tough pitch to make contact with that. So that's going to be out number one for the Comets.
Yeah. 89 on the clock right there.
Jake Hanley just able to do so much between the break and the velocity of his pitches. I mean, he can just basically do it all. Jack Smith rolls it over to Sulik, who's going to throw it to first. On the dirt, good scoop by Murphy. He's going to save an error right there. That's going to be out number two. Jack Smith jumped on the first pitch he saw. Just worked last time, but this time a little ground ball to short.
Yeah, Jack Smith, lead off hitter for the Knights. Double to start the game. Then scored a run. But like you said there, just jumped on the first thing he saw and didn't get great contact. Paul Kelly, once again, shows bunt on the first pitch. He did that as well in the first inning.
Yeah, kind of surprising here with 2 outs, but let's see if the Kings get anything out of it. Kelly's going to rip one down the right field line. It's going to roll into the visitors' bullpen. Paul Kelly's a junior at Kings. He's hitting .291 with a .359 on-base percentage. Has 3 extra base hits on the season. It's one of the few lefty bats we've seen tonight. That's going to be ball number 2. Another thing we've noticed since Jake Hanley is handled down is that we had concerns earlier on in the game about his pitch count, but he's been able to be more efficient with his pitches, as that's going to be in a 3-1 count now to Kelly. But I think now he has a chance to potentially, last a little bit longer in this game. The Comets will have to rely back to their bullpen. Hanley, he's going to get a foul tip right here. 87 on that pitch. It's going to be bringing a 3-2, 2 outs. Hanley gets a sign from Stroud. Kicks, he delivers. Off-speed pitch right on the corner, freezes him. Jake Hanley just shutting it down for the Comets on the mound, as that's going to end the inning. Top of the 4th when we get back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. Sean Kierkegaard is going to lead off the Comets. 1-0 ball game. Kings up here. As Kierkegaard is going to see a curveball alone inside. Anthony Robinson, the junior, a guy that hasn't seen that many innings here for the Knights, has shut down this Comets offense so far. As he's going to deliver here again. Ooh. Curveball low and outside. There's a tough frame there by the catcher. He's going to bring in a 1-1 count. It's going to be strike number 2. Robinson able to get the fastball a little bit low right there. Kierkegaard's got to fight now for the Comets. 1-2. He starts to go, able to hold back on the curveball. That's a great take right there by Kierkegaard. He now drops the even count. And he's going to draw a full now. Looks like Robinson was trying to get the low and outside corner.
And Kierkegaard has the most hits on this Comets team right now with 22 for the season. Added a triple earlier today.
He's got a chance to get another one here. Started worked a quality at bat so far.
And that foul ball went right at our heads.
Yeah, right behind the press box. Thankfully, there's just a cluster of trees behind us. Robinson, 3-2. Kierkegaard's going to turn on another one. He's staying alive here.
That's what matters on those strikes there. You just got to swing, get contact, stay alive.
Yeah, especially when you're starting off the inning. I mean, this is going to dictate kind of the mood of this Comets offense. So you want to get him going, as he does right there, able to draw the walk. Sean Kierkegaard, double walk so far on the stat line. That's a pretty good day. As that's going to bring up Nick Stroud. Coach Bly going to give out a sign. Stroud so far this season is hitting .417. He's an amazing hitter in this stacked Comet offense. So he's going to see looks like maybe a slider outside. It's going to tail in and out of the zone. Almost another pass ball here. Stroud worked a 1-0 count. Now Robinson gets a sign. He looks over, pitches, as that's going to be fouled off. Kierkegaard gets his lead at second. As Robinson gets his sign once again. He's going to throw back to first. Nothing on that one.
Kierkegaard, 11 stolen bases this year, so definitely a threat on the bag.
He can definitely run it too. I mean, just power, speed combo is just so lethal, especially at the high school level. It's something you don't see that often. So that's going to be a curveball. Looks like Robinson lost it, but.
Yeah, that ball, 71, just kind of lopped up the top of the strike zone. So
that's certainly a pitch you don't want to hang at right around the COMETS letters right there. As Kierkegaard is going to get thrown out again. I think Robinson is aware of a steal potential here.
And Robinson almost overthrew that. Back to first, though. That could have been a free base for Kierkegaard.
Yeah, if I were the Knights, I might even consider a slide step here. It's just see if anything happens. Stroud's going to lift this one high into the sky. Looks like the second baseman's got it. He's going to get it to shallow center. That's going to be out number 1.
And not getting too much distance on some of these pop-ups today. We've had a couple shallow high fly balls from both teams.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think a lot of this Comets offense so far has been struggling with just pop-outs. I mean, a lot of these pop-ups, or most of the time, it just does you no good. Almost every single other outcome you can get as a hitter can have some benefit, but pop-ups usually play for the defense. You know, Kierkegaard is going to steal here, Throw to first. He is safe.
Make that steal number 12 of the season for Krukeberg. It's the most on the team by 5. So not particularly close either.
That was a great throw, too, by the catcher, hitting Petrie. Just a bit slow to get out that crouch right there. As Krukeberg now in scoring position here. Kelling, he's going to turn on this one. Almost knocks out a teammate in the away field dugout. But whenever somebody's that early on a fastball, you know that's a good sign.
Yeah, super quick bat speed right there from Kelling, but that could have been extra bases if he got good contact, but hit the inside of his barrel.
Kelling is going to lift this one to center. It's going to be right to him, though. That's going to be out number 2.
Krukeberg definitely thought about tagging up there, but once again, pop out doesn't travel as far as it initially looked like it would.
Yeah.
So stranded on second.
Kelling with a line drive right there. I thought it was going to be down for a second. I mean, it just kept carrying, it looks like, from the win, as it's just an unlucky break for this College offense. As now the future Tiger, Mark Rutherford, is going to see his second AB. He's going to hit it right away, right to the shortstop. Tough play. He's not able to handle it, as that is going to be, I'm assuming, an error. Regardless, it's going to bring runners on first and third now, 2 outs.
And it will go in the scorebook officially as an error. And Mark Rutherford now, or excuse me, Anthony Sulik.
Let's go from an unlucky to a lucky break right there. As Mark Rutherford with a big lead off at first base. He's not going to go. It's a great pick right there by Hayden Petrie, the catcher. If you were Coach Bly, would you send Mark Rutherford in this situation?
Rutherford, not really known for his being a big threat on the bases, but
as that's going to be a pass ball, it looks like that question doesn't have to be answered.
Yeah, that
right
threat,
there.
that decision was made for Rutherford right there, passed ball. But it doesn't make too big of a difference here with 2 outs. You're trying to get third base, and definitely would love to get another batter in, or another runner in.
Yeah, Krukeberg looks like he learned from his last base running incident, not breaking for third on that one. Casey Dellner with a 3-0 count now, as he's going to see a curveball low and outside. As you potentially walk Donor here, you got bases low with 2 outs, but
might be the smart play. Just set up loaded bases, then you have a force out anywhere. Makes things just a little bit easier for you.
As that's going to be strike number 1 on a fastball.
So that he's going to let this at bat play out. Makes some sense with 2 outs. If this was a 1-out situation, definitely different scenario.
Donor, he's going to cut and miss way behind on a fastball right there. As he goes from ahead 3-0, thinking of a walk to now 3-2, thinking how he's going to fight this next pitch off. Robinson, he's been lights out tonight. Can he continue this streak? Donor's going to chop to third. Third baseman gets it. He throws it at first. Comets once again leaves another runner on base as our woes continue on offense. This will be at the top of the 4th. Knights are going to hit right after this quick break. Welcome back, folks. Sorry for the delay there. Right off the bat, Justin Baker pops it out to Sean Krickenberg for the first out. That's going to bring the 4-hole hitter, number 4, or excuse me, number 2. The senior first baseman, Cody Kelly. He's going to tap the first one, foul. Story tonight so far has been pitching and defense. 4 hits total through 4 innings, as Jake Hanley with a nasty curveball swords him right there. It's going to bring it to a 0-2 count.
And Hanley gave up a hit very first at bat of the game, but ever since then has been lights out. Has not given up a single hit.
Kelly's going to rip this one to right center field. This is going to be extra bases. He's rounding first. He's headed for second. He's going to get to second with a stand-up double. Great job by the common defense to circle to that one. But Cody Kelly starts off, or excuse me, follows up a pop-out with a line drive to right center for a double.
And that gets Kings' bench excited, brings back some energy. They had a lot of momentum right out of the gate. Kind of faded away, but now early in the inning, just 1 out. Potential for more runs here. This game's been going by fast, so it could be a low scorer. Wild pitch.
Yep, that is going to bring Kelly to third standing. That took a bad read towards the Comets dugout, too.
And, yeah, lucky there weren't more batters on, because that took another bad bounce after, honestly, Kelly was already on third.
2 bad bounces, yeah.
But plays it safe, doesn't run for home.
Well, that's going to bring up Drew Birding.
Birdseye out his first at bat. Closed out the first inning.
He's going to see a curveball right there. And looks like Comets are playing infield in. They understand the situation well. They haven't been able to put many runs up tonight. That runner at third is very crucial, as Birdine is going to take an ugly swing at that off-speed pitch. 1-2 now.
Hanley now. He's pitching well, getting guys to chase at pitches like that. You know, they're struggling, not just with his fastball, with his curveball. He's leaned on that tonight.
As that's going to be fouled off. 90 miles per hour on the radar gun.
Yeah, and, you know, ECC a good conference, but they're not used to seeing pitchers that throw heat like Jake Hanley does. Really, nobody can prepare for that kind of velocity.
Yeah, the only person I can think that comes to mind is Levinus Colton Hartman, Louisville commit. Lefty pumps up to 95. As this is going to be a bloop hit to right field.
That easily brings in a run.
Kings' second run of the game. First run in a couple of innings. Drew Birdine does a great job for the Knights right there. Just able to poke one to right field. That's going to give Kings some insurance here. As the Kings dugout is excited over that one. So that's going to bring up the catcher, Aiden Petrie. He's going to get a quick break as Hanley throws it at first. 0 for 1 tonight so far. Let's see if we can get this train rolling here for the Knights. That's going to be ball 1, fastball. Got away from Hanley there. 1-0. Hanley's going to throw to first again. Hanley very conscious of the runner at first base. He's going to look over him again. Quick peek over the shoulder twice. Runner's going. Stroud, he's going to throw to first. Throws off the dirt, and he's going to be called safe. Hard angle here from the booth. Looks close, though, for sure.
And it just came down to that bounce. Gave just enough time.
It's online, though. It was Pretty good throw from senior Nick Stroud. Just got to maybe get it up a little bit. 1-2 count here to the sophomore. Hayden Petrie. All he needs is a ground ball that gets through a hole, potentially make it a 3-0 ball game. He's going to call time. Hanley. Offset here. He's going to look back at second. He's going to throw. There's going to be a chopper to third base. Rutherford is going to throw to first. Out easily. But a runner does make it to third. 2 outs here. Runner on third now. As that's going to bring up the outfielder, Braden Laker, the junior. He's only recorded 11 ABs so far this season, but hitting .364. Small sample size, but, or excuse me. No, sorry, Braden Laker. .364 with a .588 on base percentage. Pretty good slash line so far. As he's going to watch an off-speed pitch, 1-1 count now.
That ball in the dirt.
A lot of dirt balls tonight. Jake Hanley putting Nick Stroud to work here.
3 hits from each team so far.
As that's going to be strike number 2. Yeah, not the most necessarily exciting baseball game so far, but you got to appreciate both sides. The guys dealing on the mound.
It's been competitive. We've had some extra base hits. I'd say it's been an exciting game.
Definitely more exciting than what the scoreboard says, but
it's not a no-hitter like we had last year or a game ending on a walk-off steal, although still a lot of time could, but living up to the hype of these two teams.
Yeah, hey, I mean, it's so close, 2-0, bomb in the 4th. Comets offense is going to get something rolling here, as it's going to be a late time call to here. We might see another classic here between Mason and the Kings.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to top 2 years ago when Kings in extra innings won on a walk-off stolen base at home. That's just a rarity in general in baseball. But
yeah, and then
close games year in, year out.
He just followed up with a no-hitter from the Giraffe, Noah Samuel. I mean, these past few years have just been some of the best baseball you will see in high school level. As Braden Laker putting up a 5 right there, just sticking his barrel out, but able to make contact.
Yeah, now Hanley had been making quick work in these past few innings, but now starting to get deep into the at-bat, which is what we saw a lot of in the first inning. And now in the 4th, starting to tire out his arm potentially. Could see a bullpen change.
This is going to be right back to Hanley. He's just going to run over to first and just flip it over to Murphy.
So some damage control there, but Kings able to put another run on the board, takes a 2-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break and be back with you for the 5th inning when the Comets take the plate.
Welcome back, folks, here at Prasco Park here. Anthony still going to get this Comet offense. Has been kind of stalling so far tonight. He's going to start him off here. He's going to look at a curveball. Want to know. Andrew, Comets have been able to get a lot of hits on the board so far. Lots of runners on base. However, just not able to get a single run up so far. What do you think? What do you think is the key for this Comet offense in order to potentially tie it up here in this inning?
Well, they've had the ingredients. You've had some hits. Obviously, the highlight was Krukeberg's triple, and he got about an inch away from scoring. So just some more base running discipline, which I think will happen. And then they've had a lot of pop-ups, so just maybe a little bit better timing. It's hard because we've had a pretty good game defensively from Kings and at the mound. But the Comets, all the pieces are in place. They just kind of need to take advantage a little bit more.
Yeah, and
they've left several runners on base.
Yeah, and I think it's just, the baseball gods aren't necessarily in their favor today. I mean, a lot of just unlucky situations for the Comets. I mean, you like popping out with 0 outs, and then that ground ball they needed to score that run just happens with 2 outs. Just situational hitting just not necessarily there. But I think a lot of it has to do with luck too. Sulik, he's going to swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. That's going to be out number 3.
Yeah, do have to give a lot of credit to Robinson though. He's been pitching really well, only giving up 3 hits, and he's gotten the outs when he's needed to.
Yeah, and we've seen a great pitch combo from him today. He's got that fastball, mid-80s. He's got a curveball that's low 70s, and a slider he'll throw out from time to time, that high 70s. I mean, he's got a good repertoire. He's got a good combination of pitches that you can sequence with, and so far he's done that really well today. As Drew Cox, the senior, is going to look at strike number 1. If there's a guy who can get this Comet offense started, it's definitely this guy.
Yeah, traditionally their leadoff, 14 hits, 12 RBIs, 460 average.
He's going to hammer this one to center field. Center fielder is going to waltz back. He's going to get this one, however. That's a loud out number 2, though, for the Comets, as their woes just continue on offense.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, because a lot of distance on that hit from Cox, but playing at Prasco Park, center field, you're not hitting homers. They're just plain and simple. Very tall wall and 400 feet. If you can hit a home run, you're going to be on the Reds' radar we were kind of joking about earlier.
Yeah. I mean, if you hit it over any batter's eye at the high school level, I mean, you should be on Major League
You can even kind of see here in the camera just how tall that center field wall is.
But, hey, you know what? If there is a guy that could hit it over that batter's eye, it's the guy you're seeing right there, Jake Hanley. Committed to IU, but considered as one of the best first basemen in the nation due to his mix of speed. He's got a great bat, great power, and just overall just pure athleticism. So he's going to work with the 1-2 count now. Robinson. He's going to force a ground ball here to the shortstop. Robinson able to get out through the Comets' toughest part of the order here. That's going to end the top of the 5th here. Kings still up 2-0 here. We'll be right back with you after the break.
Back.
Welcome back, folks, here at Prasco Park. Kings up 2-0 here. They're getting another turn at bat here, bottom of the fifth. And the man in charge of leading off this Kings offense is going to be their 3-hole hitter, Justin Baker.
Baker drove in, or Braden Laker.
Sorry, excuse me, Braden Laker.
Rhymes with Baker.
That was close.
We're very close.
We were very close. One letter off of the last name, but I am mistaken. It is Braden Laker, the junior, who's going to get a 2-2 count here from the pitcher, Jake Hanley. Hanley, he's going to kick, delivers. That's going to be a pop-up with eyes to the second baseman right there. He's able to handle it. It's going to be out number 1.
Now up to bat. Radowski, the freshman third baseman. We talked about him getting his first varsity play.
Yep, last time able to work at a 3-2 count.
A strikeout, kind of got welcomed to high school baseball by Jake Hanley with some of that velocity.
Yep, welcome to varsity baseball right there, as he's going to see a first pitch ball. Hanley is going to hit him in the dome right here. It's just a curveball that got away from him, as Braden Radowski looks like he's going to get his first career on excuse me, folks. First career walk here at the varsity level. So that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Jack Smith, the senior. He's doubled, rolled out to short two. Swung at the first pitch every time we've seen him so far. Let's see if he does it again. Hanley says otherwise, as he's going to throw a fastball outside. Hanley is conscious of Radowski's going to throw it the first right there. He's going to be safe by a mile, though. That's another thing you got to like about Hanley. He's been able to control the run game so far. Only one man has tried to steal it on him in almost every inning. There's a guy on first, nobody else on base. We've seen at least 1 or 2 pickoffs from the 6'6" pitcher. So he's going to paint curveball low and outside corner right there.
And here in the fifth, Hanley is trying to get as deep into this game as he can.
As Jack Smith is going to roll it, a chopper to third. Have all had eyes on it. It just bounces over Mark Rutherford. As this Kings offense might have something going here. 1 out, 2 men on.
Unlucky bounce from the Comets. That could have been a inning-ending double play if Rutherford got his glove on it, but
Looks
now
like
2 on, just 1 out.
Looks like Coach Bly's going to call a mound visit here. I don't think he has signaled to the pen, however, there is a guy warming up.
Definitely could see a change at pitcher very, very soon. Hanley's played really well. Just giving up 4 hits, including that last one.
Yeah, it's just a very unlucky outing. I mean, between that pass ball and those hits. I mean, besides that double we saw from Jack Smith in the first inning, they weren't like crazy hits or anything. They're just, ground balls or like pop-ups that just found a hole in this Comets defense. And that's just kind of frustrating as a pitcher, Looks like they're just going to talk here. No sign for a new arm. However, Comets bullpen is active from what we were aware of. Jake Hanley looks like he's going to have a leash for the rest of this inning. He's going to try to get out of this 2-runner on jam with 1 out. That's going to bring the 2-hole hitter, Paul Kelly. We've seen him bunt multiple times or show bunt. So right here might be a good place to do it. You get a 3-hole hitter with 2 outs, but a guy on second and third. Trust his ability to be able to knock a run in. Might not be the worst call here. As he does
shows it again.
Squares up on a good pitch to bunt too, an off-speed pitch that just clips the zone, but he doesn't commit.
At this point, just kind of getting in the head of Hanley.
Yeah.
There's the threat of that bunt.
Yeah, try to show bunt, screw up the defense maybe, make them maybe confused. As he's going to take a hack at this one. Swings out of his shoes, it looks like, just not able to make contact, just way behind on that. This is going to bring a no-2 count for Paul Kelly. I think if you're Hanley, you got some room to work with here. I mean, he hasn't really gotten a good swing off this whole AB. Hanley's going to look over at second. Hanley is going to deliver. Fastball, high and inside. Might have whistled by his elbows right there. That was a close pitch right there. It's going to bring in a 1-2 count. Hanley looks over at first and second. Kicks, he delivers. Strike number 3, a nasty curveball right there. That's a beautiful pitch. And a shut down AB right there for Hanley. Just what the doctor ordered right there, as it's going to stop the bleeding a bit. And 2 outs now. Comets got a chance to get out of this. That's going to bring up Justin Baker, second baseman. The junior's going to see a first pitch here just inside. Maybe a changeup or a curveball on that one. It looks like an off-speed pitch. Regardless, it's going to be ball number 1. Hanley glove at his hip. Looks over at 2 runners. That's going to chop it to Mark. He's going to throw to second. And it's going to be dropped by the second baseman. That was a good throw by Mark Rutherford right there to second base to Drew Cox, it looks like. But the senior not able to just hang on to it. That's just got to be frustrating. You're Jake Hanley. I mean, beautiful pitch right there. You're expecting to walk in the dugout. Unfortunately, you got to deal with King's 4-hole hitter here. As your response to the challenge greatly, though, is he's going to throw a changeup for a first strike.
And Cody Kelly knocked a double earlier in this game.
He's shown you viewers here that he's got the power to do it.
But 2 swings and misses.
Maybe
so
not the contact to do it, though.
Yeah,
He's
Hanley
going to swing and a miss.
He's taking matters into his own hands here, wanting to get out of this 5th inning, escape with no runs allowed.
I'm expecting a high fastball here. I was wrong. Off speed in the dirt. He's going to throw it to first. That's going to be out number 3. Comets in a dangerous situation right there. Bases loaded, but able to get out of it, as that's going to be out number 3. Comets able to get going this next top of the order. We'll be right back with you after this break. Welcome back, folks, here to Prasco Park. Michael Murphy's going to get us started here with a foul tip. Story of the game so far, pitching. Anthony Robinson is putting up a mound masterclass here, just able to absolutely dominate so far for this Kings team. As he delivers another strike here, is going to put Michigan commit in an 0-2 count. Robinson in control. He's going to wind up, kicks, delivers. Murphy's going to roast one to short. That's going to be out number one, but Murphy just knocked the sock out of the baseball on that one. That's been the story of the game so far for Michael Murphy's AB. He's just able to hit the cover off the baseball just right at somebody every time. And again, I think the reason why part of this Collins offense is getting shut out, you got to look at the unluckiness of this Collins offense. Sean Kruckenberg, as you recall, he was the guy that hit the triple to start off the game for the Comets. He's going to see a ball here. He's going to see another ball here. 2 fastballs high for Sean Kruckenberg, as looks like Robinson trying to pitch around him here.
Yeah, Kruckenberg was the one to energize the Comets in the second with the triple. Unfortunately got thrown out and then has a steal in this game too. And now 3-0 count, in position to get on base for a third time.
Yeah, it looks like catcher tried to frame it right there. Bit of a call. Kruckenberg's going to strike number one. He thought it was a ball, but flips the low and inside corner right there, as he's going to have to see another pitch here from the junior. This time is called. It looks like the ball was out of play. Kruckenberg now is going to see ball number 4, as he's going to walk over to first. Sean Kruckenberg gets his second walk tonight. He's 1 for 1 with a double. That's a good day for Sean Kruckenberg.
Yeah, very productive. Obviously wishes he had that run. They got a little aggressive on a call after a wild pitch at home with no outs, and that's definitely a play that's ringing in the back of the Comets' minds. But still time, 2 innings left to hit. Middle of the lineup, Stroud up to plate.
Stroud, he's going to see a curveball that's bounding outside of the zone. He's going to see a 1-0 count here. Robinson, he's going to look over his shoulder to first base. He's going to look over again. He's going to throw to the catcher, it's an off-speed pitch. It looks like he hangs a little bit. Change up, just a bit high.
Yeah, lost some control on that pitch. Hung very close to Stroud's head.
We've seen a dome piece once this game already. Happened to the Kings third baseman, as this is going to be a double play, looks like, for the Kings. And twin killer to end the inning here. Comets just stuttering here on offense, not able to get anything going.
Not only a double play right there, but Justin Baker, the first baseman, able to get it out by doing the splits. You don't see that very often.
First baseman showing off the athleticism. We'll be right back with you folks. Kings get another turn at bat here. It might be the last time tonight, depending on what the Comets do. We'll be back. Welcome back, folks. Here, Kings. He's got another chance to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning as we're going to have a new man on the mound. That's right. Jake Hanley's younger brother took a counterpart, the freshman Ben Hanley. He's going to throw a pitch low here, coming in at 73.
Hanley, the only freshman on this Mason varsity roster. He's had some playing time so far. Played in 3 different games, 3 innings pitched. He's got 4 strikeouts, 14 ERA though. So it's been an up and down start to his Comet career, but a lot of upside.
Yeah. Some growing pains, but I mean, he's throwing at 85 as a freshman. That's very impressive. As he's going to force a pop up towards the right field line. This one tailing towards the wayside dugout, and that's going to be out of play towards the inflatables and the trailers out there. It's very rare that you see 2 brothers with this kind of not a major league talent, but a collegiate talent potentially, maybe even.
But potentially. We definitely do not want to get ahead of ourselves, but great genetics in the Hanley family.
For sure. Ben Hanley, he's going to quick kicks and fires. He's going to throw a ball outside, coming in at 84. It's going to bring a 3-2 count. And even when you look at the motion between the two, I mean, they look very similar. Both they control the at-bat sort of. They have really quick deliveries, able to get the high leg kick in there, able to generate a lot of velo. As this one is crushed towards left field, Donor coming back on this one. He's going to catch it for an easy out, number 1. Ben Hanley starting off strong here as he gets a quick first out, as that's going to bring up the catcher for the Kings Knights, Hayden Petrie. Ben Hanley gets a sign. He's going to throw an off-speed pitch. Strike number 1. Coming in at 72 right there.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there from Hanley.
Yeah. As he's going to throw another one. This one is going to grace outside the zone.
Goes across the plate. Can't stay.
Yeah.
In the strike box.
Part of the nastiness has got to come from the fact that the pitch speeds and differences as he's going to throw a fastball high. But, going from 83 to 73, you're giving that ball more time to actually rotate, get that break on there. It's going to give that so much more movement and make it so much harder for the hitter to make contact. As Hayden Petrie takes a swing and a half on that one. Can't get around the 85-mile-per-hour fastball. That's going to bring it to a 2-2 count. Hanley Quicks delivers. Pass ball here. Swings anyways. Throws it to first. That's going to be out number 3. Great recovery by Nick Stroud right there. Pass ball. That's going to be out number 2. That could have been another Kings Knights rally right there. We've seen so many times where they've started out with an out but then able to get guys on. But Nick Stroud likes to say otherwise. Able to prevent the runner from going. As now that's going to bring in Caden Cleaver, the sophomore, as he's going to swing in the first pitch right here for strike number 1. That one's a bit high. Seen a lot of 1-1 counts right here so far from both sides. I think it's safe to say that, the pitchers have won most of these 1-1 counts. As Cleaver is going to roll this over to Sulik. Sulik backhands. He's going to fire at the first base. Easy throw right there. That's going to be out number 3. Comets, one more chance to salvage this game right here. They're down 2-0 here. We're going to take it to the top of the 7th after this quick break. Welcome back, folks. Comets got one more chance to potentially salvage this game here at Trinity Diamond Classic at Prasco Park. Infamous rivalry here between Kings and Mason, as there's going to be a quick time right there. I'm just going to have a quick chat with the pitcher. All smiles, probably congratulating him on such a great outing. I mean, this Comet offense has been stifled only a few times this season. Once at West. And that's all I can think of, actually. And, this sophomore Anthony Robinson just done it here, as that's a high strike right there. A bit of a side note here. I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but I just love this Kings Knights uniforms. I mean, the powder blues and the reds just contrast so together.
They have a great color scheme. Their football jerseys also very nice to look at. Same reasons.
Yeah, I mean, the blue and the red and the green kind of contrast perfectly together. They contrast as rivals in real life. They contrast on the field as uniforms.
Yeah, I know. Let's go on a short tangent here. My dad coached football at Kings for a good amount of time, so I spent a lot of time watching them play football. Senior night, about 5 to 10 years ago, somewhere in that range, custom blue and red camo jerseys. Some of the best high school jerseys I've ever seen. So Kings knows how to play in style.
Yeah, I mean, both sides, I think, rocking some great uniform patches right here.
And nothing looks better than the Kelly green.
Of course.
On the baseball green.
3-1 from Robinson. Kelly is going to ground on the second base right here. What a play by the second baseman. He had to roam out towards the first baseman territory right there. That's going to be out number 1. Comets only got 2 more chances right here. That was Justin Baker, the junior, right there.
Yeah, now Robinson just 2 outs away from a complete game. So not quite the no-hitter we saw last year with Noah Samuel, but still a very impressive showing from Robinson on the mound.
Both games, these past few games we've seen at Prasco Park, low scoring, very intense. Not high scoring affairs, but high school baseball games. I mean, just fun to watch if you're a fan. Fun to watch if you're calling it too.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of calling last year's game with our Mason Sports Radio legend, Ben Haller, and same exact spot, actually. And, yeah, both games been very fun to call.
2-0 here to Rutherford.
Ooh.
Ben Haller took his talents over to Bloomington, Indiana.
If I'm correct, another part of your family also took his talents to help out Indiana baseball.
Yep. A lot of Ohioans transferring to Hoosier country. But Ben Haller's already started a nice broadcast career so far with IU. 3-1 here to Rutherford. That's going to be a ball outside. This one's going to roam to the entrance of the dugout for the Knights. This Comets here get a man on first. The 1 out. There's going to be a quick talk between the fielders.
And now late in this game, Robinson deeper into his pitch count. And as we just saw there with the walk, potentially a little bit less control. Here's where the Comets can take advantage. 1 out.
Yeah, this is a time right here. I mean, if you're a Kings coach, you're kind of hesitant because you're kind of hesitant to take him out because, despite
you want the complete game, you want the shutout. You don't want to take that away from your
He's been lights
your
out
star
all night.
pitcher.
You don't know when necessarily you want to take this guy out. And I think if you're Casey Donor right here,
the Comets' goal right now is to force him out of the game.
Exactly, and I think a lot of it has to do with this AB. He gets a walk or gets an extra base right here. This could potentially end this bid for Anthony Robinson's complete game. Robinson, he's going to look around first. He's got 1 out with a man on first. Donor, he's going to see a
way up high.
Pitch high. It looks like maybe a change of a fastball. Robinson is checking his arm, and it looks like right arm. Just be a quick visit on the mound. Don't know what that's about.
Let's get a little bit of a confidence boost from his catcher and infield to close out this game.
That's right. I mean, all it takes right here is a twin killer. I mean, it just this Kings defense so far tonight has only given up 1 error. So, I mean, they can definitely turn it. And if I'm Anthony here, I'm just throwing low, just hoping that they just beat it to the ground. This is a wild pitch right here. as Rutherford's going to get the second with ease. He's going to put a man in scoring position right now. It's going to complicate things here for Robinson. He's got a 3-0 count now with a man on scoring position with 1 out.
And Drew Stevens, pinch running.
Does look like another pass ball here. Stevens is breaking for third. He's going to get there standing again. Great call by Coach Bly to put Stevens in for Mark Rutherford. He just took 2 bases.
Although Rutherford did have a steal today, so
he did technically have a steal today.
don't want to hate on his base running, but Drew Stevens, that's kind of his specialty, the junior, and getting some of his first varsity time. He's played 9 games so far this year, and mostly in that pinch hitter, pinch runner role.
Yeah, as looks like Robinson is done for tonight. An amazing game from the junior, you got to admit, from both sides. I mean, he just stifled this Collins offense, gave up 0 runs so far. I mean, you can't ask for anything more. That's like a best case scenario.
6 1/3, 3 hits, no runs. That's a pretty solid performance from Robinson, going against one of the top offenses in the entire state. You know, you're playing against the best competition under the bright lights. Literally, you know, you're not going to play a lot of nighttime games at a stadium like Prasco Park. But now Kings turning to a reliever to close out the game, and
looks like
Burdine.
Yep,
Burdine is playing in the outfield early in the game. Now going to move in onto the mound.
His arms are already loose, it looks like. Well, if you're tuning in, folks, and you're big sports fans like me and Andrew, you must be aware that right now is the NFL draft. It looks like they're just starting the ceremony right here. I don't know if the game is going to extend towards the first pick, but we'll let
Braden, you want to do a quick little mock draft here while we wait for Burdine to warm up? We've got some time here. And
sure thing.
First pick, I think we're in agreement here.
Yeah, first pick,
Bryce Young
going
to the Carolina Panthers.
Consensus. But then the second pick with the Texans.
We might disagree here.
We might disagree indeed.
You think they're going quarterback? You're a Titans fan. Don't sabotage your division rivals here.
I'm not going to sabotage. I do feel like the best fit for them now, the best system would probably be CJ Stroud. I know the whole fiasco with the QB test scores and all that stuff, but I do think he's still one of the best quarterbacks.
I don't know that they're going quarterback, but I like it as an Ohio State fan. I think Stroud is worthy of a top 2 pick.
Yep.
Arizona Cardinals up at 3.
Will Anderson
definitely could trade back. I think that's a possibility.
That is a possibility.
But Will Anderson feels like the fit there.
Will Anderson
picking 4th, the Indianapolis Colts. There's been a lot of smoke. Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, another one of your division rivals. Well, that's going to cut off our mock draft because
we're right back.
Right back to the game, and we've got a close one. Two runners on, 1 out in the top of the 7th. This could be the end of the game.
Casey Donor gets the lead at first. He's going to jump off. Fastball right there. Stevenson's not going to go, but Casey Donor does get to second base. 2 men in scoring position right now. Comets, 1 extra base hit away. As we've said it so many times before, every time we go to Prasco, it's been an awesome game. And right now, this is just a perfect ending. I mean,
Comets, Coach Bly learned their lesson. Do not send the runner at third.
It's a low strike right there. Looks like a fastball on that one. Sulik is going to see a fastball. It's a bit low. I was going to say a strike, but just
Kings fans definitely thought that one was a strike. You heard some cheers and some boos from the stands on that call. It's intense final moments of this game.
Crowd voicing their opinion. Looks like that's going to be a
similar pitch.
Yep, 3-1 count here to Sulik. If he walks, gets on base here, that's going to bring up
loaded bases here would be incredibly tense because you have force out everywhere, easy double play opportunity, but also winning runs on bat.
As that is what's going to happen.
And now you got the senior Drew Cox up to the plate.
Drew Cox marches around the batter's box right here. Locked and ready as this Kings defense is going to take another quick timeout here, get a game plan ready. See
12 RBIs on the year for Drew Cox, one of the top hitters in the conference. Ohio University commit. And
Senior
we've
year.
talked about it every time the Comets and the Kings Knights play here at Prasco Park. It's a thriller. Last year, it was a 1-run win, 2-1. Noah Samuel no-hitter, even though they did give up a run. And then 2 years ago, Kings stole home in extra innings to win the game 3-2.
Yep, Cox is going to see a ball low here at 83. Despite calling to the bullpen here for the Knights, Drew Burdine just not able to find the zone so far. 1-0 to Cox. That's going to be outside here. Cox in control now. He looks comfortable at the plate. Cox taps on home plate, looks over to Bly. Cox gets in his stance. The 2-0 to Drew. He's going to tap one here.
And that one, if it had gone into play, probably would have been a double play.
That would have been a worst case scenario.
The Comets just held their breath.
You're fortunate on that. It looks like he just drove that thing, just drilled it into the ground, fortunately. Cox, 2-1 here to Cox. That's a bit low. That's going to be strike number 2. Blown outside. There's a couple of people not necessarily happy with that call, but regardless, Cox is going to come here with a 2-2 count. Burdine gets the signal in the windup. Curveball. Chopper to third. He's going to field it at short. That's going to be 1 out is all they're going to get. Has to score a run regardless here. Comets able to get the first runs tonight in the 7th inning with 1 out. It took them a minute, but they finally got on the board. As now, Jake Hanley, the Indiana commit, arguably the best hitter in the Comets offense this season.
Yeah, it all comes down to this. Hanley, the pitcher, had a good day on the mound, but not able to stay in the lead. And I tell you what, Drew Cox got very close to outrunning that pitch.
That was a close
Should have been a
play.
routine ground ball.
That's going to be a ball low.
The Knights had some trouble fielding it. Prevented the double play. The Comets will take that. Certainly keeps them alive. But now,
Jake Hanley.
most likely comes down to this at bat.
1-0 to Hanley. That's going to be another ball inside. You can measure exit velo. You can measure 60 times. You can measure infield velo. But you can't measure the clutchness of a player. So we got to see if Jake Hanley can be put to the test here and see if he can deliver in the big moment. As it's a chopper to first base. That's going to do it. Kings Knights is going to defeat the Comets here at Prasco. 2-1 ball game. Pitching duel all night. Close one towards the end. A nail biter on both sides. Mason just not able to get any offense going on that one.
And another thriller. It made it interesting down the line. Man, it was close. Jake Hanley almost brought the tying run in for the Comets. But Kings lost it last year in a close one. Won 2 years ago on that thriller stolen base at the end of the game. And now, even the past 4 years, they even it up 2-2. Comets won in 2019. So the Prasco Park series continues to be just an incredible battle between two of the top teams.
Indeed, we can't wait to see what happens next year.
Yeah, and what this means for the Comets right now, they still are going to be in first place, comfortably in first place in the GMC, but 15-3 on the season.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kings, this is a big momentum builder for them in a very competitive ECC.
This might be something that puts them over the edge right here. I mean, you get your confidence booster right here. You defeat the state semifinalists, Mason Comets. I mean, that's just, you got all the momentum in the world right there.
Yeah, definitely a thrilling game. Came all the way down to the wire. Kings Knights get a close win over their next door rivals, the Mason Comets. Always fun to see these two teams play. Big thank you to Prasco Park for their hospitality.
Yep.
Incredible facility.
Been a pleasure. It's probably the nicest boxes that me and Andrew are going to call.
Yeah, we love calling games up here. Thank you to listening to this great game.
Yep, it's always
I'm
a
Andrew
pleasure.
Little. Been